This struggle to meet neurotypical norms, and then the criticism, shaming, and punishment that follows when we fail to do so, creates a cycle of emotional paralysis, where no response feels like the right one. You might think, why am I feeling this? Am I overreacting? I was just told I was wrong for expressing myself. Am I wrong, or are they? This internal conflict forces many neurodivergents to retreat emotionally, but this leads to a lack of practice and familiarity with them. The result is a very painful disconnect. You might not know what you're feeling, but you'll get hit with a sudden wave of anger, frustration, or sadness, but have no idea why. You doubt yourself. Maybe someone tells you your reaction is disproportionate, and now you're questioning whether you were even justified in feeling that way. You may also fear losing control. If you let yourself feel too much, will you explode? Will it ruin relationships? Will it make things worse? Over time, this repression of emotion turns into a survival strategy. If you don't trust your emotions, you start relying instead on logic. But here's the problem with that. Operating purely from intellect may sound like a good idea, especially if emotions are confusing. So why not just think through things rationally? But here's the catch. Emotions exist for a reason. They're data. They are messages from your brain telling you something about your environment, your needs, and your values. For example, anger often means a boundary is being crossed. Sadness can signal that you've lost something important to you. Anxiety might be your brain trying to prepare you for something uncertain. If you don't access your emotions, you can't recognize when your needs aren't being met. You can't tell when an expectation has gone unfulfilled or when someone has crossed a boundary. If you can't recognize it, you can't voice it. And if you can't voice it, you can't fix it. This makes it incredibly difficult to show up for yourself in relationships, whether it's friendships, family, or romantic partners. When we struggle to access emotions, we struggle to engage in deep, meaningful conversations about the things that matter. We don't authentically express our emotions when the situation calls for it. Vulnerability becomes hard or even impossible. Others may see us as distant, unfeeling, or hard to connect with, even when we desperately want that connection.